We've only got 2 fighters left for Smash Bros. Ultimate's final Fighters Pass. Now let's talk about who they can beat. Block content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Block Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Today, we get to talk all about those delicious final 2 fighters, and, well, it's been one of my favorite pastimes to kind of think about these characters and think about who the final 2 choices could be, because, of course, there is one big question, right? Are they first-party, or are they big third-party characters? Now, if we're talking third-party characters, it could pretty much only mean 2 things. Right? It's either going to be Crash Bandicoot, or it's going to be like a Ryu Hayabusa, or a, Devil May Cry Dante type of character. It's either going to be a Western character, or, a very, Japanese-inspired character that, originated from Nintendo in Japan, or maybe even a third-party character like that. So I definitely think that it would make sense for Crash to finally hit Smash Bros. Ultimate if you think about, of course, all the Activision and everything that went on with Crash in terms of leaks. And then we also, of course, have that concert leak that talked about a whole lot of different things that were surrounding Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that even predicted Pyra and Mythra, which, wasn't announced up until that point. Now, I'm really curious to kind of find out what direction Nintendo is going with that Fighters Pass. And of course, we're saying the final Fighters Pass because it really feels like we were just getting the one Fighters Pass, right? 5 characters with Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry, Byleth. I mean, it just really made sense that they would really do one big DLC update, and that would be it for Smash Bros. Ultimate. But no, it ended up they have more. Now, what would be the best thing for Nintendo to do now? Is it to make Smash Bros. Ultimate a platform and just keep releasing content for it, and maybe even just, make that game be what Smash Brothers is until now? Or maybe they're just going to introduce a brand new game soon? Well, we'll find out all about that. And of course, I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Block, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube content yourself? Whatever you could think of, send your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live here on the show. Well, let's talk all about what the Fighters Pass number 2 could have to offer with those final 2 fighters. I think most likely it is going to be one of the big platforming mascots. Now, a lot of people also have their chips on a character like Rayman. And what's fun about Rayman is he's in a bit of a different kind of viewpoint than Crash Bandicoot is, because Rayman is a character that actually has content in Smash Bros. Ultimate right now. He is a spirit, and not just any spirit, he's a spirit that is very crucial in the story mode World of Light, and also super difficult early on if you don't have all the crazy spirits to defeat him. So he is a spirit that people will remember. The partnership between Nintendo and Ubisoft has been really tight and really special, so that always hangs in the balance with these sorts of things too. Then there was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle that also, of course, had the Mario crossover with the Rayman characters, so that also is very much in favor of that character. But ultimately, if you even look as far back as Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, the Wii U version had the Rayman trophy, which is a big deal. Way back when, there was already a partnership there, and even that studio just made a trophy for Rayman for Smash Brothers. When they were like, can we have some reference art so we can make a trophy? They were like, no, we made you a trophy because we love Smash Brothers and we want to be a part of this. Now, if we think about the final 2 fighters being both Crash and Rayman, I think that is going to be a little bit too much of, a similar thing, right? Platforming giants from way back when in the 90s. I think that in terms of diversity, it probably doesn't have to be another sword fighter either, because of course we got Sephiroth and then Pyra and Mythra back to back. And, even if you want to think about it, we got Sephiroth after Steve, who also uses a sword in some of his moves, right? So yes, in some terms, we already have like 4 sword fighters with Steve, Sephiroth, and then Pyra and Mythra. So like 4 sword fighter characters. So to have 2 platforming characters back to back wouldn't be that crazy, but I think in terms of a Fighters Pass, you have to think about, what Nintendo is going to do in terms of promoting new franchises. And yeah, that's what they love to do with these types of things. So I really am curious to find out if Rayman is one of those characters for them where they have some sort of, idea or a plan for the future. And if they don't have it, then there may be no real use for Rayman in the game other than to make fans very happy. But Sakurai has been doing that with characters like King K. Rool. King K. Rool doesn't have any new games lined up for him at all. It doesn't even seem like, Nintendo is very excited about the character at all. Next to Smash Brothers, Sakurai really did us a solid there. King K. Rool hasn't shown up in any legit Donkey Kong game in forever, and I think the last big character that he was in any game was in the Mario Sluggers game, which was just a Mario, sports title. So pretty crazy about that. And of course, we also got Banjo-Kazooie, which was of course a very similar trailer to K. Rool, and the same rules apply here. Banjo hasn't really gotten any new games. Rare and Microsoft are not treating the character as the AAA gaming giant that Sakurai is now treating him as, which I think is really cool. And the idea that Banjo and Kazooie had such a great fan response, I think similar could be said for a character like Rayman. But yes, Crash Bandicoot also has a lot of things going in his favor in terms of that. I think Crash is a lot more likely. I think that if, we even discount all those Activision leaks and rumors about Crash, and even the stuff with the concert leak and a lot of other stuff that we've talked about with Crash, it just also kind of makes sense. And yes, I'm gonna make the joke, it's about time. Crash Bandicoot is one of those characters that now is back in the limelight, and that of course has to do with that Activision plan of making Crash finally a big character again on the same level as a Sonic or something like that, which I think they've done incredibly well, right? The Crash Insane trilogy did insanely well, and also the fact that they of course did the racing game, which was huge, had a lot of DLC support, and now a brand new Crash game, Crash 4, that also did really well, and the fans love that game, and the way that the game is super difficult for the fans of the genre. Yes, and it is of course coming to Nintendo Switch, which was just announced, so that crossover is already happening, and it would be weird at this point if there was no mention for Crash in Smash Brothers. I think I can already see the trailer happening. And of course, the trailer could be two things, right? It could either be the big mascot thing where it's, the mascot character coming to, the Nintendo headquarters. It would be a lot of fun to have it be crossover with the Nintendo 64 Smash trailer. That would be super fun to see. But yeah, I think it's also very likely that it will be a very cool CG trailer that will just use the, visual style of Crash 4 It's About Time. And kind of a little bit of a mix between that design of Crash and then the Crash Insane trilogy, which had, the realistic fur texture and everything. I think that Sakurai with the Smash Brothers Ultimate game really wants to kind of hint at all the incarnations of a character. If you look at characters like Simon Belmont and also Banjo and Kazooie, these are characters that have had very iconic versions of them, and Sakurai really tries to give little winks and nudge to all of those different interpretations. So I'm generally really curious if you guys have any thoughts on those final two. So I think that they would make sense to be either Rayman or Crash. One of them has to be. So generally really curious what you guys think of this, and if you comment down below, that comment will actually get featured on the show. So yes, thank you guys so much. The comment question of today is of course, which of these two characters do you think is going to be Crash, if any? And of course, our previous comment question winner, and our answer comes to us from our very own user, the Crash Fan 96. God, I wish the Crash mascot guy costume shows up at the E3 online presentation to dedicate his 25th anniversary. So he should hold up his Smash invitation to cause Crash to join Smash Ultimate as a brand new, unique DLC fighter after Pyra Mythra. That would be amazing. Well, Crash Fan 96, yes, I totally agree. This whole video was almost kind of leading up to this comment. I totally agree that it would be really cool to follow a big E3 presentation with that huge reveal, or maybe even have the reveal happen within that E3 presentation. Crash is just a character that could really energize a Smash trailer, right? With a lot of cool party energy and kind of be fourth wall breaking in that sense. And I think that Sakurai loves doing stuff like that. He's been breaking the fourth wall ever since the early trailers for the game. And I think that with Crash as a character, you can do a whole lot more of that. We've seen it very recently even on Twitter, right? Crash actually getting to join the conversation with Tony Hawk of all people, and then Nintendo also joining in. So I feel like Crash as a character really fits that mold. So if he appears in a Smash trailer in any sort of way, it's going to be something that is kind of offbeat and kind of off the wall, and maybe even breaking the fourth wall. So I can't wait to find out, just like you. And I love the username. So thank you guys so much, of course. And well, as for everyone who wants to join Blocked Content and become a part of the channel, we of course have a Patreon page. You can go to patreon.com/blockedcontent to actually get cool rewards. Now, what do these include? You can actually get yourself created as a little Blocked Content character. And starting March, we will actually change all about the Patreon page and get a whole lot more cool rewards for you guys. So please stay tuned, because it's going to be a whole new world. And thank you guys so much for watching. It's been incredible to see the channel grow in the past couple of months and to see a whole new audience join. If you haven't already, like this video, press subscribe right now, and I'll see you guys around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!